How good are you in Fortnite? Placements in tournaments, your kill to death ratio in arena, zone wars, box fights, they say a lot, but they don't paint the full picture of how good you are. In this video today, we're going to find out how good you are at all parts of the game so you can find your weaknesses and you can make a plan for improvement from there.
Basically, I have 10 categories for you to rate yourself 1 to 10 in. 10 being a pro player, 1 being someone who's absolutely new to the game. Now, I'm not going to include a lot of clips exactly showing the details here, but I'm going to use my words to explain each category, and then you could think and reflect on how you rate yourself in each category. If you enjoyed the video or find it useful, make sure you share with a friend, like, comment, share, or use my creator code, Coach Doty, all caps, in the item shop, #ad. First off, we have box fighting. If you can't consistently beat low-level players in box fights or get high eliminations occasionally in a free-for-all box fight, you're definitely not a 6.5 or higher. Now, if you're one of those people that dominates against your friends, someone who wins a lot of their box fight matches, you could be a 7, you could be an 8. The box fight meta is definitely here to stay. It is just essentially fighting in close range using edits, consistency of edits, how quick your edits are, how accurate your shots. Box fighting includes a lot of these other categories, but I still think it's really important to think of it as an overall skill and something that can be worked on. Next up, we have build fighting. Build fighting includes a lot of types of builds, side jump shots, high ground retakes, low ground peak shots, clean 90s, many different types of moves here. Are you getting outplayed? Are you making plays? Some other categories like aiming and Gamesense come into the picture here, but build fighting is its own skill, and there's a lot of different build fighting moves that you can work on and improve on in creative. Aim is a really important part in this game, but it can be broken down to several mini categories: long range AR aim, your sniper game, your shotgun, your SMG, your close range flicks, you're lining up your 200 pumps, and you could definitely work on aim specific stuff. Recently I've been doing a lot of aim flick training for my shotgun game. Regardless of where you're at, I think it's important to understand which ones are your strengths, which ones are your weakness in aiming, and create a plan to work on your weaknesses. One of the toughest ones to measure and assess, especially on your own, is Gamesense. So things to keep in mind: rotations, your third-partying skills, how often you're being third-partied, your fight choices, your overall awareness of your teammates' positioning, the enemy's position as it relates to zones. There's so much there. If you struggle to get wins in normal solos, duos, and squads, or if you're a really skilled box fighter and build fighter and are not getting decent placements, I can almost guarantee that Gamesense and this upcoming category are so big for you to improve. VOD reviewing your own games and high-level gameplay from pro players is a great way to improve this. Definitely not a bad idea to include a friend or a coach for your VOD reviews. One of my favorite categories here is positioning. It's part of Gamesense and rotation, but I think it's really important for it to be its own category. I know for me, this is probably my biggest strength. Everybody puts themselves in bad positions sometimes during rotates, but how often are you putting yourself in those bad positions? And how often are you missing out on getting that really good position in a game, whether it's mid-game or end-game? One that I am extremely passionate about is in-game communication. It is a skill in every team game. Are you helping or hurting your teammates when you're down? I'm going to show a clip here of one that I would not recommend.
Go for a trade risk. The trade risk.
You're full health, so
Oftentimes I hear people kind of being anxious with their callouts. They're almost pushing the anxiety on their teammates. So especially if you're down, you want to keep it really positive, like you got this, and quiet so they can hear the in-game audio cues. Other things to keep in mind: are you shooting before your teammates are ready? Are you doing that 3, 2, 1 shoot, or whatever language you use there? Are you going silent when you could be giving good info? We all do this sometimes. It's a matter of focus and attention, but doing it less helps. There are many situations where you could be giving good info, whether it's last guy's low ground or I'm fighting the guy high ground, stuff like that. You could be giving such crucial information, or you could be full silent, or you could be screaming callouts that aren't useful at all. So it is a skill, it is something you can work on, and it's definitely something you can assess 1 to 10. This next one plays off really well with communication. That is teamwork. Are you playing off your teammates effectively? Are you using your teammates to your advantage? Are you baiting your teammates? Are you not helping your teammates enough? Are you prioritizing the team, or are you prioritizing your loot? Many people get caught up in their own loot game or their own fights rather than what's best for the team. One of my favorite quotes: it's not about you, it's about the team. This is a new one to my list: tunneling and tarping. Couple things to keep in mind here. Are you consistent with it? Do you have the ability to switch between different types of tunnels quickly? Are you tunneling at a fast pace? Are you a little bit slow for the average tunneler? How much mats are you wasting during your tunnels? Are you picking the right tunnel at the right time? Are you blocking off your sides effectively? Are you doing half tunnels when it makes sense? Many things to keep in mind here, but tunneling and tarping is definitely a skill, and there's more tunnels and tarps being added all the time. Our second to last category is editing. Now I know that's part of box fighting and build fighting at this point, but you can still assess your editing overall. How fast are your edits? Do you have right hand peek edit moves down? Good players at this point have several very strong edit moves, not just the classic ones, but they have their own 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 consistent ones that they're very good at. Not only do you have to be consistent on double edits, you have to be able to build an instant edit, triple edits, do an edit course on someone. Overall, editing is one of my favorite parts about the game. It's unique, it's fun, you can get creative, but it's something that definitely needs to be optimized, and there's little details in each edit that you do that can make it a little bit better. Every edit you do could be assessed on some level, right? One would be this double edit. Are you making this a really huge motion? Or are you one of those people that makes it really quick by going right between the boxes? Last but not least, we have utility. So it is a skill to effectively use bouncers, crash pads, boogie bombs, mythics. Each season we have new utility and we have to adapt. You know, me personally, I had to go into creative and work on my bounce pad mechanics. I was not doing it quickly. I was using multiple bouncers when I wanted to use one. It's something you can practice and definitely something you could rate right now in this current season in meta. If you have any categories you would add to this, I would love to hear it. I am copying and pasting these categories down in the comments. I'd love to see how you would rate yourself 1 to 10 in each one. I know for me, I've done this many times and I think it is a great tool to see where you're at and see what you need to improve.
If you made it this far in the video, you're a legend in my book. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe. Check out my other videos. You can check me out on Twitch or maybe TikTok if it's still there. Thanks and hope you have a great day.